The business of business is to add value to the society while being profitable.
Those who don't have 4 sets of clothes, here they change clothes 4 times a day. If my daughter Roshni were to live here and study here, she would study exactly the same.
What good is it that if you build a great business and you are just one of the great businessmen and you go into the sunset? You need to do many more things.
We're not looking for the biggest problems. We're looking for the biggest opportunities to transform the lives of those children through better health and education.
For years now, companies across the globe have been debating whether their responsibility extends beyond employees, customers and shareholders. Most seem to agree in the idea of self-enlightened good. In fact, corporates do understand that business cannot prosper in a failing society, and so through philanthropic foundations or through the corporate entities itself, they are trying to bridge the socio-economic deficit. But that brings us to the big question: should corporate social responsibility be made mandatory? While it will mean a lot more money into the system, do we really have the absorptive capacity? How should corporate social responsibility be defined? Those are some of the issues that we will discuss on this very special episode of The Heart of Business. Last week, CNBC TV18 reported that CSR spends will be made mandatory under the amendment to the Companies Bill. If approved, companies with 1,000 crore rupees sales or net profit of 5 crore rupees or more will have to spend 2% of the average net profit on CSR. And directors will have to disclose CSR activities and spends in their annual reports. As of now, all CSR guidelines are voluntary, and corporate India likes it that way. Some countries in the EU, for instance, have more proactive governments playing a role as far as promoting corporate social responsibility is concerned. In a country like India, where the divide between the haves and the have-nots is so immense, does the government need to play a more proactive role in promoting corporate social responsibility?
I think it should be voluntary.
Yeah.
I don't believe in
I'm not
government...
suggesting we make it mandatory, but incentivizing it, creating a nurturing environment.
Some tax incentives, for example, can always help. There are some already. Philanthropic organizations should be allowed to operate reasonably freely and not be too controlled, to my mind. I think when government starts controlling things, things don't work as well as when people are motivated to do these things.
Prime Minister has put out this 10-point social charter, which was much talked about at the Confederation of Indian Industry. How practical, once again, is that? Because it takes off from what Gandhi said, that a capitalist is only an accumulator of wealth as long as he eventually benefits society and creates a more equitable and just society.
Well, we strongly believe in that. We strongly believe in those principles. But I think we should distinguish between corporate social responsibility and certain corporate social responsibilities that go in the running of the organization. For example, equal opportunity, inclusiveness. I think those are very important.
So would you say diversifying the workforce, as you just talked about, or affirmative action, would that fall under corporate social responsibility as far as you're concerned?
A little bit, but some of it can be for the companies. To us, corporate social responsibility is more for the group as a whole.
Okay.
Because companies have minority shareholders. We don't want to spend their money on the corporate social responsibility. We feel the Godrej family should be providing.
The Godrej Group's trusteeship model has been around for over 100 years now. In 1955, it developed Pirojcha Nagar to cater to the needs of its employees at Vikhroli. However, a lot of the activities that the Godrej Group supports, such as the mangroves in Mumbai or the Godrej Memorial Hospital, have little to do with Godrej's core business. These activities, however, do lead to nurturing a sustainable and equitable society, but do little to mitigate operational harm or bring social value to Godrej's supply chain. On the other hand, FMCG major HUL does things differently. Its Shakti project has provided livelihood to 45,000 women in India while acting as a platform for HUL to market and distribute its products in a media-dark rural India. The mission for its business is to do well by doing good. And HUL CEO and Managing Director Nitin Paranjpe is unapologetic about tying social obligation with business strategy. You know,